Hi, I'm Luana, owner of Una Chica's Chic Props. I've been asked by many of you if you can have a setup just like this in your home, if you have carpet, or if you don't have a stand. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so here I am, took everything down, and not sure if you can see this, but I do have carpet in this area. And it's a little plush, so it's really difficult for me to lay anything down that's not hard and not get any shadows. Because if you have a child come up and, it's going to fall on me, come up and stand on this, it's going to press down on the carpet, and then you're going to get those shadows on the floor. Or you're going to put props on it like a chair, and you sit on it, and it's going to press against the carpet, and then you're going to get shadows on your floor. I have two different types of floors. I actually now started selling this thinner vinyl one. You'll find most of these on Etsy as well. There's a lot of variety out there. I don't have a lot of options because I focus on just selling kits primarily, so I don't want to have a great selection. I just want to have something that's basic and you can use right away when you get my kits. And so these vinyls are pretty small, and I don't know if you can see this, kind of zoom in a little bit, but if you were sitting this on a carpet and you were to press down on it, you can see kind of the shadows around it. You don't want that on your photos. You can see those little shadows right there. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to roll this back out. You need thicker floor. Kind of like this one. I include this with my kits. I don't have a variety. I only sell this one in this type, but it is a much thicker floor, as you can see. And when you set this down, so you can see that it's not going to give you that much give because it's thicker. So this is a good option if you don't have anything underneath. But it's still vinyl, so you're still going to have a little bit of that happen. Alright, so in order to prevent that from happening on this as well, is you'd want to have some material right above your carpet that's harder. And what I did is I went to, I think, Lowe's or Home Depot, can't remember which, and I bought this small piece of, I think it's some kind of particle board, I'm not sure what it is. It's smooth on one side, doesn't have to be, but it's really thin and smooth, and when you set it down, you're not going to get that give. So you can set your vinyl down, that doesn't really matter how thick it is. You can set it on top and it's going to be great. I didn't buy this for this reason, happened to have it laying around, and so I used it for my product shots. I did use a 4x8 MDF board because it was huge, so I needed a lot of room. So my 4x8 would sit, and it was actually like a ½ inch. You don't need it that thick, but that's a great way to use your carpet area for a shoot and not have to worry about completely renovating your area for a studio. So we're going to set this down right here. Now you can see, now I have this nice hard area that won't give me any shadows. Perfect, right? Got a baseboard. The maid didn't show today, it's still dirty. But so this is your baseboard. You can see it kind of pops out from the wall. There is a little bit of there's going to be a little bit of a problem there if you don't want to use this baseboard, because it's not going to be completely straight and have that 90-degree angle from the wall to the floor. But that's okay, we're going to get to that. So now you have the floor and your wall. We need your backdrop. So we're going to have you follow me over to the table, and I'm going to show you how you can have your backdrop right on the wall without having to use any backdrop stands. So be right back. Okay, so here we are. We have the fabric that we had up on our wall. All it is just a 1 yard fabric, of a damask, very pretty brown and pink damask. I didn't do anything to the ends. You can still see the selvage, and the top edge hasn't been serged or anything. Just a raw piece of fabric. And on the back of it, you can see I have a little Velcro strip right here. It's a command Velcro strip. They have them in all sizes and shapes. This one is about 1 inch wide or so, and it has tape on it, or actually it's glued on. It comes off really easily, so it's not permanent. You can sew these on, or you can hot glue them on, whatever it is you want to do. I don't have to worry about it because I'm not leaving mine up there permanently, so I'm just gonna have it glued on. And here's the other side. The other corner, I'm putting the other piece of Velcro here as well. It was about $3 or $4 for 4 of these, I believe. It wasn't too bad. So now we're gonna go put it up on our wall. Okay. Okay, so we're back to our area with our Velcro piece of fabric. And what I did is, you have to do this on your own, but because it takes a little bit of time, but basically you're gonna get the area, the corner from where this edge would meet up here to the bottom. So you kind of want to measure that, make sure that it's about 36 inches because that's what a yard is, it's 3 feet. So what's neat is that you have enough room in the Velcro to go up and down, so kind of adjust it so it's not such a tiny little area. So within this area you can move it up or down just enough so that you can give yourself some good wiggle room down here. So you've done the measuring from here to there, right? And so now we're going to put it up. You're going to need a little bit of help probably so they can tell you whether or not this is level. But for now, we're just going to throw it up there. And all right. So you can see it's a little loose. And like I said, what you can do is just keep pulling it to the side, make it tighter. And make sure that it comes all the way to the bottom and it touches the edge. You can see this is a little bit too low, so I probably want to bring it up some. Just go up a little bit. Just about so on this side. You're going to want another piece of Velcro down here to make it tight and snug down here. I'm not going to do that right now to save some time, but you're going to have another one right here. And then that'll keep it from moving. And there's our wall. You can also tape it down here with the double-sided tape. You can do so many different things to keep this nice and close to the wall. And there's tape that will keep your walls from, it won't remove the paint off of your walls. Just make sure that you use appropriate tape for that, because you don't want to be removing tape every time that you put your... So this is the first floor that I showed you earlier. This lies on top of your hard floor that's on top of your carpet. See how it goes all the way to the end and it kind of sits up? Get some tape again, and you can keep that from happening if you're not going to use a baseboard on top of this. But for now, that's kind of the way that it's going to sit, because I'm not taping it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another baseboard on top of this. So it's going to cover this anyway. So we're going to put our baseboard on top of it. I sell my baseboards. They stand on their own. You can get any other kind of baseboard at Home Depot or Lowe's, they sell some tall ones. They're not fancy like this, but you can have some tall ones. Most people will have their baseboards in their homes are a little bit smaller than maybe some of the larger ones. So if you want some nice taller boards, you can go to the store and find some in the lumber department, and they're already painted, they're already white. Some of them are, some of them aren't. And what you need to look for though is make sure that they're at least a half an inch wide so that it stands by itself and you don't have to worry about clumping it. And that it actually stands on itself, because sometimes they're not straight. So when you set it down, it'll just kind of fall over. We don't want to do that. So this one's my board. This is about a 59, 60-inch board, and we're going to put that in front. My concern is though that when you use boards without, when you use a backdrop without a stand, that you're going to have this baseboard and it's kind of sticking up from the wall because it's about a half inch or quarter inch thicker. So you're going to have that that little space behind it. So you can see there's room behind here, and that creates the shadow. But the shadow won't be too great if you shoot from down here at eye level, which is where you should be shooting anyway. So when you're shooting down here, you're not going to see this big gap in the back. So how do you prevent this gap from being there to begin with? Well, what you need to do is make sure that your wall isn't as far from your baseboard as this is right now. The reason that that's happening is because you do have a baseboard on your wall currently. There's no way that you can take it off. That's what you're going to have to do, is just going to have to take the wall away, the fabric away from the wall. So I'm going to show you how to do that also without having to have a stand